Just click on this one project, the project that we have been doing. Okay, so let me just go to the thing that we have done till now. So let us say we have been only working with the user form till now. And if you remember, we just had some operation with the insert operation, delete operation, and a delete operation, and we just use the SQL statements. And we have also used, I think we have not used stored procedure. Have we used stored procedure? No. So actually we have not used the stored procedure. Now let us try to understand how can you work with the stored procedure, and then we'll again get back into the actual project. And but whenever you go into the project, you can see the SQL connection is to be repeated everywhere. For example, if you have 100 forms, then in 100 forms you'll have to call this uh, connection string, and I will tell you what is the problem with this connection string. So I'll just try to manage this connection string. If there are more than 100 forms, and then if this has to repeat in 100 forms, and if they have to make a changes in, let's say, computer name, then you'll have to do that all in 100 places, and this is very difficult task to perform. So I'll just tell you how to avoid these anomalies, how to avoid the redundant situations here. But before that, let me go to Server Explorer, and then let me see if I've created any stored procedure for the assignment at DB. So let me see if I've created a stored procedure. So let me go to stored procedure, and let me see. Yes, I have already sp underscore manage user stored procedure, and actually I have not called this stored procedure. I have only written the hard coded query here. So I'm not going to write this query anymore. Rather than that, what I will do, I'll just be writing my own. I'll be calling the stored procedure instead of writing the insert statement in my program. So how can I do that is I can simply, I'm just going to delete this all for today, and instead of writing this query which is already specified in this manage user that performs insert update and delete operation, I'm just going to call this stored procedure here. So okay, what I can do is I can simply do SQL command cmd equals to new SQL command, and we will pass the stored procedure. But do not worry if you do not understand this, because we are going to repeat this again in our actual project. Manage users, and you need to pass a connection string here, and we need to specify the command type. So actually we do not need this now anymore. There's this part, and we need to specify cmd.command type equals to command type dot stored procedure. This has to be stored procedure now. This will work absolutely the same as we have done earlier. This will work absolutely the same that we have worked earlier. So no issues will be there until unless you have issue with this stored procedures. Let me run and check. So I don't think I have a login designed. Okay, I think I have. Let us see. Yeah, so let us go to users and let us create any user. For example, let's say Ramesh is a user. Ramesh is a user. Ramesh is a user. Role is, let's say, admin, and let us create. And I think there is an issue here. There is an issue. Okay, let me correct this issue. Accept the parameter at the rate user ID which was not supplied. So it's supplied here, but it's not same. Okay, so because of this one we are getting error. Because of this we do not want to pass this. We do not want to have that as a text. So let me again run it again and show you the output first. Admin login. Users, let us create any user. Ramesh, and then let us admin. Create. Still you have an issue. Let us see what is the issue. Again there is an issue. Proceed to extract the parameter at the rate which was not supplied. Perfect. So we need to pass the mode here. So let me just pass the mode. And that has to be a mode variable. Okay, that's it. So let us run this again and let me see if there is any more error. Although we will not be doing these things again right now, we'll be just, I'm first going to delete all my code and then refresh from the beginning. Yeah, done. Ramesh is created by using a stored procedure. Perfect. So actually I am not going to do this here for now. I just wanted to show you how you can use a stored procedure in your application. But then you'll be strictly be working around with the stored procedure. So I'm going to erase everything, everybody. So I'm just going to erase everything. I'm just going to delete this. I'm just going to delete whatever I have written. I mean, I'm going to delete this user list. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete everything that I have created. I want to start from the beginning. I want to start from a very beginning, everyone. So let me delete this. Let me also delete this. Let me delete this function. I do not need it for now. Let me delete this code. Let me delete this code. Let me delete this code. Okay. So now my things are blank. I am on a very new project now. Now, if you, I had told you last time that you need to create something. For example, let me know how many of you have done the work. Now, actually, I won't be able to log in because, okay, I will be able to log in because I have a user. So let me, how many of you have created a table for teachers, table for program, table for semesters, table for batch, table for units, and table for student? Can you please quickly write yes, no, whatever you have done? I have told you last time that you have to create a table for teachers, table for program, table for semester, table for batch, table for units, and a table for student. How many of you have done? Please quickly make me please quickly confirm. So I can see Suyas has done, Rosen has done. What about other? Lapson has not done. Okay. What about others? So, Lakshman, I hope you can do that work, right? Abhishek, you have not done. Vinay, you have not done. Okay, Vinay has done. Sarisma not done. Lakshman, you can do. Sarisma, you have not done. Okay, no problem at all. Nikita, you have not done. Ayush not done. Okay, so no issues, everyone. You can do that. I hope you can do that. And even if you don't do, you can follow my video tutorial. And then if you have a question, if you have a problem, you can just follow my video tutorial because I'll be doing it for you. And but most of the time you'll have to do it on your own as well because the things will be repeated. We will repeat almost many things here. Many things will repeat it, and this will create some, let's say, duplications types of things. So you can do it on your own as well. But if you have a difficulty, you can follow my video sessions and everything. uh, am I clear to everyone? Is that okay to everyone? Please quickly confirm me. Okay, so anyway, so let me get started now. Abhishek, yes. Pratik, yes. Thank you for your information, everyone. Santosh, okay. So let us get started with the project again. So today, if you see, what we have done is in every form, if you have 100 form, as I told you, in the 100 form, we'll have a SQL connection. And let us say I want to deploy my system in Abhishek computer. So Abhishek computer will have a different computer name, isn't it? Or let's say if I want to deploy my this project into Sarisma computer, so Sarisma computer will have a different name, isn't it? And if I have a SQL connection in 100 forms, and then I have to go and edit those 100 forms, right? And that is very difficult task to perform. So what we want to do is we want to create a SQL connection in one place, and we should be able to update that in 100 place just by updating in a single place. Am I clear to you, everyone? So what I want to do is I want to put the SQL connection in a single place, and I want to update to be happen in one all those 100 places. So is that clear to you, everyone? So please quickly confirm if you have understood this part. What exactly I'm trying to do. Yes. So Suya says yes. Vinay, from last week your video. Okay, don't issue Vinay. Even if you don't get the last week video, please don't worry. Start following from this video. Okay, start following from this video because last video was just for practice sessions and it was not actually very important for you. It was not actually very important for you, but from now it's super important. From now it's super important. So please, I'll be uploading. I'll be serious in uploading the videos as well, and then we'll have to also do the things very seriously. Okay, everyone, so let me get started now how to have a SQL connection to be managed in a single place. Now, in order to manage the things into a single place, we do have a object, we do have a concept of a OOP. We have already studied OOP, but we have not implemented OOP till now. We know OOP and we know the classes and we know the object, isn't it? We already have studied about object-oriented programming in our sessions. We have studied about OOP, we have studied about classes and objects. Right now we'll be using the OOP. By using OOP, what we will do is we will try to by using OP, we'll just try to manage our code. We'll just try to remove the redundancies as much as possible. Although I cannot remove 100% redundancy, but I will try my best to reduce some level of redundancies. So let me get started now. So in order to manage my SQL connection, let me remove this data. So in order to manage the redundancy, now what I will do, let me create a folder first. Let me create a folder, and let me just create a let me create a folder, everyone, and then I'll put all the classes in that folder, new folder, and let me say this as a uh, what you call is a database, data access layer, data access layer. I am not putting a space in folder name. I just created a folder, data access layer. So all my classes will move into this folder. All the whatever the thing that will be related to my database would move into this folder. So you have to remember data access layer is the folder that I have created. You can name it as it whatever you want. Oh, so I think light has gone, everyone. So I think my laptop would be down in few minutes. So let me just pause the video for now and let me